Prepositions, prepositions, prepositions. These are little words in English that if used incorrectly can completely change the meaning of a sentence. For example, look at this picture. We can say the person is in the car, but many students like to say the person is on the car. But if you say the person is on the car, this is what it means. And I don't think that most people would like to drive like that, right? So in today's video, you will learn the basics of how to use 3 prepositions, in, at, and on. And make sure you watch until the end of the video because there will be a quiz to test your understanding. Are you ready? Let's go. The first thing we need to talk about today is what a preposition is. A preposition is a word that we use in English to connect a noun phrase, or a pronoun to another word. And when using a preposition, we normally put the preposition before the noun phrase, or the pronoun. There are many prepositions in English. Some of the most common ones are of, with, from, by, about, under, over, and of course in, at, and on, which we will be talking about today. Let's look at in first. The first use of in is to talk about parts of the day. For example, I wake up early in the morning. She goes to work in the afternoon, or they go to the gym in the evening. Note here how we're not saying a specific time like 10 a.m., 1 p.m., 3 p.m. We are talking about the part of the day. For example, the morning, the afternoon, the evening. But we normally use at when we're talking about night. For example, I got home late at night. The second use of in is for cities and countries. For example, he is in Australia. She lives in New York. They were born in China. The third use of in is when we're talking about months. For example, his birthday is in April. She is going on holiday in July. Or Christmas is in December. The fourth use of in is when we're talking about where we are. Normally when we're inside something. Normally we use at when we're talking about our location, where we are, but sometimes, especially if you want to show that you're inside something, we use the preposition in. For example, right now I am in my studio. We use in because I am inside it. Above me is a ceiling, and around me there are walls. Some other examples could be he is in the lounge room, or he is in his car. Just remember, when using in, normally the subject has to be inside something. So in summary, we use in when we're talking about parts of the day, cities or countries, months of the year, and when you're describing where you are, normally when you are inside something. Okay, now let's talk about on. The first use of on is when we're talking about days. For example, do you work on Fridays? Can we meet on Sunday? We can also use on when we're talking about special days. For example, what are you doing on Christmas Day? Or are you free on New Year's Day? The second use of on is for talking about transport. For example, he is on the bus. They are on the train. I am on the tram. We normally use on with transport that you can walk around in. For example, if you're on a bus, you can stand up and you can walk around. But with a car, for example, we use in because When you're in a car, you can't really walk around. If you stand up, you'll hit your head, right? You can't really walk around. The third use of on is when something is above something else, and those two things are touching. For example, the laptop is on the table. This means the laptop is above the table and the laptop, they are touching. Another example could be the books are on the table. The books are above the table and the books are touching the table. So in summary, we use on for days, for transport, and when something is above something else, and those two things are touching. Oh, and a common mistake with on is when students like to say, I am on the taxi. But remember in the intro, I showed you what on means. So remember, with a taxi or with a car, you need to say in. For example, I am in the car, or he is in the taxi. Okay, now let's talk about how we use at. The first use of at is when we're talking about specific times of the day. And note here how I said specific times of the day, not parts of the day. Because remember, if you're talking about parts of the day, we need to use in. Some examples of using at with specific times could be, I start work at 10 a.m. or are you free at 7 p.m.? The second use of at is when we're talking about location or you want to show where something or someone is. For example, I am at home, or are you at university? Now, I know what you're saying. You're saying, Shane, what's the difference between at and in for location? For example, what's the difference between I am at home and I am in my room? Let's look at I am at home first. Let's pretend this is your home. You have a house and you have some land around your house. You have a garden. When we say at, it is used to show a point or a location. So if we say, I am at home, that means you are somewhere here. Maybe you are inside your home. Maybe you are outside your home. We don't know. But what we do know is you are somewhere here. But if you say, I am in my room, that means you are inside your room. We know 100% that you are inside your room and you are not outside. Okay, now you have learned the basics of how to use the prepositions in, at, and on in English grammar. So now let's have a little quiz to test your understanding. I will show you some sentences and I want you to fill in the missing word with either in, at, or on. Are you ready? Let's go. Number 1, your birthday is in, at, or on June. And the correct answer is your birthday is in June. We use in with months. Number 2, his appointment is at, in, or on 11 a.m. And the correct answer is his appointment is at 11 a.m. At with specific times. Number 3, John's birthday is at, on, or in the 1st of February. And the correct answer is John's birthday is on the 1st of February. We use on with specific days. Number 4, they live in, at, or on New York. And the correct answer is they live in New York. We use in with cities. Number 5, they are in, at, or on New York. And the correct answer is they are in New York. We use in with cities. Number 6, she is in, at, or on home. The correct answer is she is at home. We use at with specific locations. Number 7, Fred arrived in, at, or on 10 a.m. And the correct answer is Fred arrived at 10 a.m. We use at with specific times. Number 8. The bus leaves at 7 p.m. at, on, or in Monday. And the correct answer is the bus leaves at 7 p.m. on Monday. We use on with specific days. Number 9. Do you wake up early in, at, or on the morning? And the correct answer is do you wake up early in the morning? We use in with specific parts of the day. Last question, question number 10. He likes to stay up late in, at, or on night. And the correct answer is he likes to stay up late at night. Remember, normally we use in for specific parts of the day, but with night we normally say at.